Selenium, well, Jasco Electronics and Spescom plan to merge into a group that will have annual turnover over 1 billion rand. Spescom shareholders will get one Jasco share for every 2.47 Spescom shares, as well as 15 cents in cash. Joining me with more on the deal is Martini Lotz. He's the CEO of Jasco. He'll become CEO of the combined group. Martin, thanks very much for coming in today.
Hello, Steve.
Martin, the rationale for this merger, you have two small groups in vaguely the same sectors joining. Is it just to get some scale?
No, it's not only to get the scale. We've looked at the environment where we play, which is telecommunications for the bulk of what Jasco do. We believe that telecommunications is a growth sector with all the underwater or undersea cabling coming in, broadband capacity, and combine that with a low penetration in Africa for both broadband and in certain areas still GSM. We want to be a player. We've always played in the access network. We believe that Spescom adds value with their data center. They have an ECNS license. They have their own telecommunications division, which we've looked at. Complementary to ours, complementary in customers, complementary in the products that they offer. And then I think importantly, it's a more IT company or more IT focused company than what Jasco itself is. And that helps us to add IT to the telecommunications offering that we offer.
Perhaps taking this to a bigger scale, we recently had NTT making an offer to buy out Data. That deal's still going through. Is it the same sort of rationale where you have NTT, a big telecoms player, trying to get more of an IT player into a stable?
I think it's part of what happens, but it was also to diversify our income streams with the data business that coming with the media IT business, but certainly the IT knowledge together with the telecommunications knowledge, working closer and closer together to give you a converged or integrated product will definitely come to help for us.
What sort of overlap do you have between the two businesses?
Really, there's the telecommunication business that are playing in the same sector, although, as I said, not the same customer base and not in the same geographical area.
So you'll broaden your customer base, yeah.
Broaden customer base, broaden product base in that. The rest of the businesses are not in the same, so there's no overlap, and we'll be complementary. Quite a lot of cross-selling can take place into the various customer bases, the blue chip customer bases, product that we can add from their divisions to our divisions and vice versa. So there's quite a lot that we believe that is synergistic benefits that we can get from this transaction.
And will you both be able to tap into each other's customers, really becoming a one-stop shop for all of those services?
We believe that that's possible.
How about cost savings? I presume you'll have one head office, you'll only have one listing if this goes through, so some cost savings there. Will you be retrenching any staff? What sort of other costs can you save?
We've looked at it, and obviously you'll put the businesses together. We run very much a similar type of businesses where we have a head office structure, and then you have diversified autonomous divisions that run themselves. As we say, they diversify. They're not the same, so one wouldn't expect that there would be too much crosslap over there. There will be cost savings to be made out of joining the two head offices, getting rid of one listed entity with all the regulatory cost that goes with that, moving into one building. All of this will assist. One can never say about staff and staff retrenchments, but not on the cards at the moment.
How did you come up with the pricing for the deal? Because I was looking at the share prices a little bit earlier. Your share was unchanged. Spescom shares were down over 4% at one stage. So it looks like Spescom shareholders might not be too happy about the deal at this stage. How did you get to the pricing, and how are you going to win over those shareholders?
Yeah. We've looked at the future. We've made calculations of the future cash flow forecast of both businesses, got a relative price on that, and based on that we then reached agreement on a switch ratio, and then we decided to pay some of that in cash to benefit from the excess cash in the Spescom business.
Of course, a majority of your shareholders have already given unconditional approvals for this deal. Only about 40% of Spescom shareholders so far. Do you think you're going to get a majority of them also coming to your side?
We do believe so. We believe it's a good transaction. It's good for both sets of shareholders. We believe that it's earnings enhancing to Jasco, which would then mean that it would be earnings enhancing to the Spescom shareholders at the same time, as they will be owning Jasco shares. And we believe that the transaction will continue.
And of course, you're by far the bigger player in this merger. I think your market cap's about 150 million compared to theirs about 50 million.
That's true, but if you look at the turnovers, it's probably about we twice the turnover of them. But we see this as a merger. We're putting the two businesses together to get get the benefits of these two companies with its ITC focus and telecommunications focus together.
How about the timing of the deal? Do you think your merger is going to come through in time to catch any upswing that we're seeing in the economy? Because, of course, IT spend does generally drop during a recession. I don't know how you've been feeling it, but I know that other big IT players have felt it. Do you think you can get the merger through in time to benefit from the upswing?
Yeah, we reckon it will take 3 to 4 months to put all the regulatory work in place. We still have to do, there's a scheme of arrangement that needs to take place. There's some JSE regulations that's got to go out, circulars. We have to get Competition Commission. We're hoping to put the deal to bed before the end of this calendar year. So 3-4 months. There's a slow growth in the economy. We think will benefit. Both companies are continuing to do business as before and will benefit from what there is to be benefit.
What sort of dilution will there be to the empowerment shareholding of the combined group? Will you still have a large enough empowerment component?
Yeah, currently Jasco has got about 60% black owners. Spescom in itself is about 35% BEE ownership. So if you put that together, we'll probably be at about 54%, around about 54% black
a
ownership.
level you're happy with?
Yes, as long as we be above the 50%, so that we can say that we're black owned and not just black controlled.
What's the next step in this process, Martin?
It's to put all of this regulatory work in place to get the shareholder approval, and only then can we take the transaction further. Up to then, we can't do much. We also have to get Competition Commission approval before you can do anything.
And would you envisage any problems there?
I don't believe there should be any problems. We have to go through the process, but there's no real overlap of business that could be a competition problem.